So GDC is next week. And I just want to remind people that like when there's giant world events happening that are disruptive to the normal way that business works or the way that you've been trying to do things that have been working in the past, like, it's okay. It's okay that something happened, right? I've had friends who've closed studios this week. I got laid off this week. Doing layoffs this week. Like, those kind of things happen in these kind of situations, right? And especially what's going on now with the trade wars and everything. And there's gonna be further, there's people I would have gone to see at GDC that can't come to GDC because of Trump's travel restrictions and how they're treating certain people, especially trans people, make those people scared to travel here. That's out of your control, right? And it's really hard. It's really hard when you're a person caught up in that and you get laid off or you've got to close your studio or something bad like that happens. It's really hard to go, oh yeah, all those statistics when these giant world events happen, those are actual real human beings and individuals caught up in a situation that they didn't cause, trying to deal with it the best they can. So did you put the time in? Did you try? Did you like ask for help? Did you like you can still have done all that and still failed, right? Like it could have been like, partner dies of a heart attack. I'm not laughing. It's just like the list of things that have happened that are out of people's control of COVID. Moving everyone home. I was not set up to manage people remotely. I admit to that. I've said that a bunch of times. I'm an in-person person. And all of a sudden that got thrust on me and stuff got away from me. Found out one of the engineers was just starting people to fight each other. He thought he was helping. Oh, it's always people think they're helping. But like, there's a whole bunch of stuff that happens that are always these things in the background that you just don't have control over, that you then get swept up in. And I honestly think like all the venture capitalist dudes, like the Peter Thiels and Elon Musks are losing their minds because COVID taught them they're just another individual and they're just a statistic and bad shit can happen to them just as much as it could happen to anybody else because it can. And it's terrifying and it's scary. But like as a human being, you have to come to grips with that and not blame yourself, not beat yourself up, not think you're a failure, not think that you're no good, that you don't have value, you don't have worth. You do. You do. And don't let those things that are happening set that value for you. You know deep in your heart if you worked hard. You know if you tried, if you did things that just didn't work out. Like, you know that feeling. You were releasing that update and you're like, this is going to be the one. All right. And it doesn't work out. Like that's okay. That's going to happen, right? Like, think about like all these times through history where you see just like people dragging their suitcases down some country road in some giant line of people. Those are all people. Those are all individuals. Those are all people who had dreams and thoughts of how they were going to handle the world and deal with it. They got thrown crap, and they had to deal with it. And yeah, you could have done everything right and still not have it. And then so you'll see some people who got lucky, right? They released their game at the perfect time. They didn't have anybody get sick. Everybody pulled through. In fact, the other studio closures got them an amazing engineer that was able to that happens as well. And we celebrate them and say, good, awesome. Right? That's not bad. I'm not going to beat somebody up for succeeding right now. But there's also just a ton of studios. Then the industry is in a giant state of change with the middle of the industry really being gutted out. Indies, man, if you're solo indie, maybe, but you have a studio of 10 people, that is a rough time for that right now, right? And I said it in another thing for GDC of if you're a publisher or an investor and you're not funding people, don't set meetings like you are. Be honest. Be like, hey, I'd like to see what you're working on, but we're not funding anything. I'd like to keep in touch. Hey, if you want to go grab a drink. The best people, the people who I will love forever are the people who came to me up and were like, hey, we're not funding your type of game, but you want to go grab a drink? Yeah, let's catch up because I'm going to talk to you then about what you are funding and why you're funding that and let me have an understanding. But don't lead people on because people are in a bummed out state, man. It's a rough time, and especially a rough time for a lot of the diverse people in the industry that we were trying to push towards something, and this is a big step back. Yeah, I get bummed out about that. Get off Twitter. Get off Twitter. The white nationalist transphobic does not need you amplifying his voice. I wish GDC would get off Twitter. I wish Dice would get off Twitter. But they won't, because they're scared. But yeah, just remember next week, have fun, see your friends, see people you haven't seen in a while. I'm catching up this week with people that are coming in town and visiting Valve and then grabbing some drinks with me. So like, I get the good side of it. I'm getting you before you all get COVID. Because you're all going to get COVID. Wear a mask. Normalize wearing masks. But yeah, so I hope everybody has a good GDC. I wish things were turning around. I hope somebody announces something like, hey, we're funding a bunch of $1 million games or whatever you need, right? But like, don't beat yourself up on this one. This is an okay one to say, hey, all right, now let's get up for next time, okay? And best of luck to everybody.